Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we continue from where we left off, right? I recorded that like a week ago, and then like God would have it, or like the universe would have it, ever since I started my healing journey, I've always focused, right? I've always focused on what I know, and what I knew was that my father was abusive, my father was this, my father was that. That was always clear to me. That was always like in my, that is something that I cannot deny. That is something that I cannot forget. That is something that was true at the time. My experience of him was that, right? And that's my story, right? However, I then had a question of like, where was my mother like during all of this? Because I have no recollection of my relationship with my mother as a child. We can sit here and I can talk about my father for linga shoni langa, right? But if you ask me, so how was your relationship with your mother at the time? Like, I don't remember. Like, literally, I don't remember. So my father then becomes the main character in my childhood. The good, the bad. And trust me, the good was good. The good was good, right? So I put it out there. It's like, okay, so like where was my mom? Right? To my subconscious mind. Where was mom? Right? And then I went on Twitter. I remember, I think it was Saturday morning, bright and early, as I was making my bed after I had just made the bed. And then I sat on Twitter, opened my phone, got onto Twitter, and I saw this beautiful thread. And that thread was it was written by a male, who was saying just how much he loves, respects, and appreciates his mother. His mother was his hero. His mother chose him when circumstances did not allow for her to choose him. His mother chose him without seeing any way forward, but said, I'm going to choose my children. And she is his hero because of that. And something in me was like, you get where your mother was. And it then changed things for me. It changed my perspective, because all like ever since I started feeling how I was feeling, and it's very funny. It's very funny, Hore. I did not have a problem with my childhood for years. I feel like these things started resurfacing, like literally, like what, 5 years ago, if I'm not lying. 5 years ago, after Tim was what now? Tim was 7. Yeah, like 6, 7 years ago. That just after I had Tiamo. That's when those things, like that's when I would start thinking about my upbringing. I have no idea why. But that's when those things would resurface, those feelings would come back, those memories would come back, those thoughts would come back. Everything from when I was primary until I finished varsity, being right, I had no desire whatsoever to revisit my childhood. I had no desire whatsoever for any of this which is happening now, right? And the explanation, according to psychologists and people that do therapy and all this thing, is that your subconscious mind, or whatever you believe in, whether it's the universe or God, will always reveal to you things when you're ready, right? And I guess also because I too then became a mother, then that stage in my life triggered my childhood. So all along I've always thought, hore. Also, this is a new discovery, guys, ne? It's a new discovery. I just discovered this last week. Hore, oh, actually, let's unpack that. So, and then I got to sit and be like, because I would see on TikTok and on Twitter and on YouTube people talking about how abandoned children or an abandoned childhood would react in adult relationships or in friendships. And there are things there that I could figure, oh, okay, I'm like this, I'm like that, but I was never abandoned. Both my parents were there, right? But that thread, that guy actually made me realize, my mom was not there. Like, that is my abandonment wound, is that my mother was not there. My mother was not there because she was not okay. And she could not then love, support, and stand up for me when she should have, when I needed her to. Did she do other things as a mother? Yes. Yes, she did. I never felt the gap of not having a mother. At the time, I only now I realized, oh shit. She was caught up in her own world. She was caught up in her own things that she was going through, which is, I think, why I approach the matter with such delicacy, because I can only imagine what it's like to you yourself not have a family that you can go back to when things turn to shit, right? I can only imagine what it's like when you have literally nobody. Like, my mom has literally nobody, no sister, no brother, no mom, no dad, no, like, literally nobody. The people that she has are her peers, which have their own life. But I can sit here and be like, you could have, or you should have. But the truth is, everybody's going through a lot, and when you as an individual are going through a lot, you cannot imagine taking your lot and making it somebody else's problem, right? So I haven't actually spoken to her about, we've always spoken about the other part of it, which is my father, right? But now that this was revealed to me, I now have to go back to my mom and be like, hey, this is now how I feel about my upbringing, and like, what do you have to say about that? What was going on with you at the time, so that we can move on, because we're in a much better place now. And she has found herself, she has found her voice. Love that for her. She is very happy and at peace with herself right now, like literally content with the way she is in life, regardless of the situation or regardless of anything outside of her. She herself is a fine babe, and I love that for me, because then I have some form of support from her. When she can stand up for herself, then she can stand up for me, right? So I've realized through my who, guys, me I think, well, used to, again, now I'm aware of it. And when you're aware of something and that it is not working for you, if it's working for you, great. But the minute you realize, okay, this is actually how I am, but it's not working for me, you gotta change that, right? So I used to think everybody's my friend, like literally. If you're nice to me, I was like, oh, we're friends now. Your BU colleague, churchmate, whatever. If you were nice to me, even a little bit, I'm parati inside, and I think we're friends. And then when things happen in your life and you don't tell me, I'm like, but I thought we were friends. I'd get hurt, right? And I had to unlearn that. For Haibo, some people are just nice, girl. Some people are just nice. Okay, get it into your head. They're just being nice to having a deep conversation here and there about this and that does not make you friends with people. I had to quickly get that in my head, and it was not nice. But I get it now. Like I said, I'm quite getting good at detaching. So that's what my abandoned wound left me with. It left me with the need to find love other places. You know, it made me to have these huge expectations of my friends and my partner when I didn't get that from my own mother, right? And so when you then give this relationship that you're supposed to have with your mother, and now you want to create it with people who are not your mother, they can handle that. Like, you can't expect anybody to love you the way your mother should love you, or the way your mother should have loved you, right? And I've done that, and now I realize, oh, okay, that's where that stems from. And now that I know, I'm gonna have to sit and if I'm in a position where I feel like this person says they love me but they are not this and this to me, I need to then sit and elaborate and what do they compartmentalize to say, okay, this is what you say you want from this person, right? Are you sure that this is the kind of love that you should be getting from this relationship, or this is the kind of love that you should actually be seeking from your mother? And if your mother cannot provide that love for you, can you provide that love for yourself? Can you find it in yourself to love yourself this way before you want somebody else to come and step into those big shoes, because they're pretty big, those big shoes, and love you that way? Can you step in, or can you reach out to your mom to fill that gap that you still have from when you were a child, right? So yeah, so from now I'm gonna give myself homework to go and find out, research again, to say if you have an abandonment wound, this is what you would normally, this is how it will manifest in your relationships. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna unpack that with you guys. So thank you for watching. I hope if this triggered you, I'm so sorry, I should have actually said in the beginning, trigger warning, but so sorry if this triggered you. I'm so sorry. We all experienced our mothers differently, and like I said, also this channel is not to bash my parents, okay? This channel, like I said, is a healing tool for me to heal, right? So in order for me to heal, I need to unpack these things, right? They were wherever they were when I was a child, and I became a teenager and a young adult. Now I'm a grown adult, and they are all resurfacing. I need to find an outlet where I can say, okay, little Tulu, yes, this and this happened to you. This is how you're going to heal from it. This is where your parents stand on it. And then we move on. We continue with the relationship that we have now. Because the mother that I have now, boy, the relationship that me and my mother have built since I became a mother, I think. Because I think even in varsity, we were not that close. Like, she was just a mother. If you need money, you call, type of thing. But it's not I'm having a hard time, let me pick up my phone and call my mother and tell her, hey, Mama did this, or I fought with my friend, or I fought with my boyfriend, or I fought with my husband, or whatever. It wasn't that relationship, right? But now it is. Now it is that relationship. I can pick up the phone and say, I'm struggling with one, two, three, how did you get through it? Or be it raising my children, be it money, be it my relationships, be it my friendships. I can literally lean on her and actually, and she stands up. She stands up, which is not something that she did when I was a kid. Yeah. So what we have now is what we have now. I have to forgive the person that she was when she was also a child, right? She was also a child. She didn't know better. She did the best she could with the tools that she had at the time. And now that she knows better, she's doing so well. She's mothering so well, and I want that for my siblings as well. My siblings are not as vocal as I am, but I hope they reach a point where even them, where they can heal as well, from the absent mother that we had, because she was going through her own things, right? So I'm going to do research regarding the abandonment wound, and also find out how to heal from that, and I'll come back and give you guys feedback from real professionals, because I am not yet, right? When I am, then I'm gonna tell you, okay, so this is how you heal your abandonment wound. But now that I'm not a professional yet, I'm gonna come back with some good professional advice for you guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on that notification bell for the next time I post yet another video.